So why is it all of a sudden that I'm hearing and seeing breathwork seemingly everywhere? This exploding health and wellness modality. Where did it come from and why is it here? The answer is pretty simple actually, it's the research. There has been a whole lot more research in the last 15 to 20 years proving and extolling the benefits and virtues of conscious breathing. The reality is conscious breathing and using breathwork techniques have been around pretty much since man has been on the planet. If you look at the Vedic traditions from India and the Taoist traditions from China, they're well documented using them in ceremonial practices and everyday practices for health, both the physical and non-physical parts of us, being able to change our state. Breathwork practices have been involved in cultural and ceremonial practices for thousands of years. So breathwork has been around for a long, long time, and I believe it's here to stay as more and more study tends to suggest that being and using breathwork each and every day helps us in untold amount of ways. And along with this explosive nature, right, of this breathwork that seemingly has come from nowhere, comes a lot of confusion and misinformation. And I think it's important that maybe we look to clear up a couple of the myths. Probably the most common myth that I want to make sure we get straight is that breathwork is a replacement for good healthcare. It's just simply not true. Breathwork will help and assist in curing and aiding in recovery and curing you from some of these ailments that can afflict you, but it is absolutely no replacement for good functional medical care. Probably the second myth that I hear a lot is that breathwork will detox your body, right? Simply untrue. That's the job of your kidneys. So stay hydrated and help your kidneys out, right? So that you can detox the way your body was intended to. Third myth that is, I would say, the most troubling for me is that story you're told that there is one breathwork that is going to do it all for you. One technique is the only technique that you need to do. And anyone who's selling you that is really not telling you the whole truth. Breathwork's like exercise. Depending on the outcome you want and the physiological capabilities that you have, different breathwork techniques deliver different outcomes. So that's why it's so important to have a foundational understanding not only of what breathwork is, but your body, and understanding what outcome it is you're looking for. Are you looking to improve your sleep? Are you looking to just simply reduce stress? Do you want to use it before, after an event, after you've worked out? To optimize whatever process you're doing, there's a breathwork technique that can definitely help you. It's absolutely necessary to have a conversation about safety when thinking about a breathwork practice or a breathwork session. And quite frankly, I don't think it's talked about often enough. Why is it important? Well, two things. It's your safety. And secondly, when we think about the outcomes that we're looking for a lot of the time in a breathwork practice, it's to down-regulate our autonomic nervous system to become calm, improve sleep, relax the effects of stress in our body. So if our body receives messages that make it feel safe, those things are more likely to happen. So when thinking about a breathwork practice, think about what sort of breathwork you're doing. Superventilative type breathwork or active breathwork can have some sensations that maybe you've not felt before. Often it brings about tingling in the extremities. It can bring lightheadedness, maybe dizziness, possibly even blackout, which is the highest or the cause of most breathwork incidents or accidents. Another effect of superventilation is that it is activating to our central nervous system. It upregulates our emotions and can often lead to some emotions that we were not planning on having. So sometimes you can have an emotional event that you are not expecting. It's important simply to be aware that these things can happen. Where should I do my breath work? Now, if you're doing superventilation or active breath work, certainly don't do it while driving, operating machinery, or in or by water. You can have some outcomes that really are not so safe. So how do I set myself up for success when I'm thinking about safety in breathwork? You want to do it in a place that's comfortable. It's really all about comfort when we're thinking about sending that safe message to the body. So it's finding a space where you will not be distracted, that's quiet and to your own. And that way, your breathwork practice will not only be beneficial, you'll also find it something that you want to come back to again and again. So whether it's a dedicated space in a house, in a room, at work, or it's out in nature, Simply understand your surroundings, understand the state you're in when you begin, and set yourself up for the most success by considering those safety aspects. It's important to understand the difference between, let's say, discomfort or some resistance that you may feel to doing a breath work or some breathwork sessions, and what are red flags that I should absolutely stop when doing a breathwork practice. Sometimes that lightheadedness or that resistance to doing breathwork is okay. It's a feeling of, I can stretch through that a little bit. Absolute red flags are pain. Pain, in any sort of order, you shouldn't feel pain. So stop anytime you feel sharp pain especially. The other thing that's important when you start having uncontrolled movements, seizure-like movements, you want to stop your breathwork practice. And the third one is, as I talked about, that blackout effect. So if your dizziness turns to blackout or near blackout, you want to stop your breathwork practice. And that way you can set yourself up to have a safe, comfortable, and what I would call a profitable breathwork session. You want great ROI on your time, right? So set yourself up for success by taking into consideration those safety factors. So I think we're ready. We've talked about what breathwork is, where it came from. We've talked about some safety aspects. We've got up close and personal with your breathing physiology. So now I think we're ready to put it in practice. So in our next time together, we're going to actually do our first breathwork session together. So I'm looking forward to that. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. It not only helps me, but it may help someone else who's looking to start a breathwork practice. Look forward to seeing you and practicing with you in our next session.